and let's do some checks if we can hear our voices.
Yeah, before we publish the link, good idea.
I'm sharing you guys the link between you, so it's Kulbert and Kamza.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, because I didn't see the name. Sorry. Okay, just give me a second. Fucking phone. Okay, here's Discord. Um, okay. And let's find Kamza as well.
Elliot, this is actually a better plan, eh? Like to do the test before you publish the.
Yeah. I just sent you in private
Got it.
messages.
Awesome. Got it, my brother. Thank you.
Awesome.
Just check if we listen our voices.
Okay, cool.
Yep, so it's Elliot, testing my voice.
Oh, and then it went to the blue screen.
No?
No, it's on the blue screen still. Now it's back.
Okay, because I loaded my user data file, that's why.
Ah, okay. And then those notifications that come up on the top left, can we sort those out as well?
Okay, so it will be blue screen as well now. Just a moment to fix that. Disable pop-ups while playing video, disable message notifications. I don't know if I need to go somewhere else.
Just go to the main lobby. Okay, here we go. Can I post to more than one topic at the same time? Or not really? Okay, here we go. I'm gonna put it in, and then we'll wait for a couple of people. But essentially, we're live. Notice board.
Okay, let's wait. Let's wait on the screen.
Yeah, for sure. I don't have any access to the notice board, so Elliot, should we send this?
Yep, I'll put the link on now.
Okay, cool. Yes, of course, George doing what he does best.
Okay. Yes. Sorted.
Nice one.
And now we wait. We'll do a little introduction. So the viewers that have clicked the link. So, good evening, guys. It's Colbert here, and I'm also with Kamza. Want to say hello, Kamza?
Yeah, evening, guys. How's it
And
going?
we've got the pleasure of calling this relegation battle between Lille and Porto tonight. George Costa's Porto and Evans Lille. It's going to be a tasty encounter. Both teams are going to want to walk away with the 3 points. What's your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously these two are rooted to the bottom of the table. Lille, as per your information, you're reporting, apparently played last night, couldn't make the most of that, so couldn't collect 3 points to try edge them closer to Inter Milan, who was sitting a good 7 points clear. But yeah, I mean, Porto are only 2 points behind Lille, so it's all to play for in tonight's game. Whether or not it's going to be enough for them to drag into the relegation scrap along with possibly the likes of Leicester. I'm looking at the games played. Leicester have 19 to their credit. Ajax and Roma, who have 18 games played, but all three of those sides tied on 20. So they could get pulled into it at the worst case scenario. But I don't know. It just seems like too little, too late from Lille and Porto. What do you think, Elliot?
Yeah, it's not looking good for them, but they've still got time to they've got time and they've got the games to obviously get the
Yeah.
points. They definitely can do it, but they need to turn the tide and they need to turn the tide now. Obviously, Lille missed a massive chance last night, losing to Shaka. If they'd have won that, they'd have pulled themselves 5 points away from Porto, get themselves a bit of cushion from bottom place, and also brought Inter Milan into the mix. But they didn't, so they need to win this game, and then obviously Porto are on 9 points, and they need to beat Lille. This is essentially a 6 pointer because if Lille beat them, they're going to pull away. So yeah, the pressure's more on George in my opinion, but then again, Lille need to win this game as well. So it's going to be a frantic game. I'm excited. I'm not sure if they're both going to go out all guns blazing or if they're going to be a bit timid at the start and watch each other's gameplay. But it's going to be a cracker anyway, Kamza.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, there's still plenty of games, but I'm thinking that Lille and Porto have to have a season better than the rest of the season has to be better than the first half of the season. And I don't know if that's possible in a division like Division One, where you have such strong players who are consistent and on the back of a transfer window where these other teams have been strengthening. So, if Lille and Porto did better business than the teams above them, then maybe they have a chance of catching up and dragging them into the relegation dogfight. But I just think there's too much consistency as far as these teams are concerned. And so I don't know. It would be a nice story, a nice fairy tale if Lille and Porto kind of survive the drop come the last day of the season. And like you say, plenty of football still to be played, so it is possible. Yes, the dream is alive for both teams still,
Yeah, I
mathematically
mean,
anyway.
obviously, if you look at the top scorers as well, you can see Benzema for Lille and Werner for Porto, two fantastic, well-known world-class strikers. Both got 13 goals apiece in the league, so both of these
Mm.
teams are going to be looking for the main men to obviously get some vital goals.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, that's the thing. If you've got a big deal of the equation sorted out, if you have a strong scorer in your squad, and so it's all about just kind of consolidating at the back. So I wonder if what we might see is a defensive kind of approach to a league where a lot of the players, a lot of these teams, managers, and their players, when they get in front of goal, it's usually a goal. I don't see many chances getting missed in Division One. So you have to be strong at the back. And if they haven't made those reinforcements at the back, Lille and Porto, and aren't more confident at the back at conceding less, then they're going to have a problem keeping up with the league.
Yeah, totally agree. There's no room for error in Division 1, is there, whatsoever?
Yep.
It's been proven in the past. I mean, look at the kind of players that are near the bottom. Johnny Silver at Ajax, kid at Leicester, he beat third place Vasco the other day 4-1. So, anybody can beat anybody on the day in Division 1. It's so ultimately it's down to consistency, and at the minute, Porto and Lille, they haven't had the consistency that the rest of the teams have. They might beat these other teams in friendlies, but they're not doing the business in the league. And it's about time that they obviously turn the form around in the league. And I mean, they're more than capable of doing it. They're more than capable of staying up, in my opinion. But then again, everybody else above them is also very capable of winning games. So it's going to be tricky.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, I'm glad to see that the numbers are rolling in. Thank you to everybody who's joined in to the stream watching on Evangelos's YouTube page. It's Porto versus Lille at the battle of the teams at the bottom of Division 1, folks. If you've just joined us, or we're about to get into this game for our weekly Wednesday night kickoffs. Colbert, just on a personal note, how's things going with you? Have you been active on the Discord this week? I see everyone's kind of frenzied about their national team picks. How was that? How did that draw treat you?
Yeah, the draw treated me really well, to be honest, Kamza. I got the Netherlands, total football. So I got the PowerPoint just before the draw, and I was going down slowly, just hoping I didn't get someone rubbish.
No.
And there's not many better teams in the world than Netherlands. Obviously, they've got up and coming stars. You've got Van Dijk, who's in the prime of his career, leading Liverpool to the top of the Premiership, and
Right.
probably for me the best centre half in the world at the minute. He's got everything. But then they've got youngsters like De Jong, ex Ajax midfielder who's now at Barcelona,
Hmm.
and Depay as well up top, 85 rated.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing with the Netherlands. I did lose yesterday to Scotland, to James, our president, and he won't live it down now. He beat me 1-0 in a friendly. So apparently friendlies mean something now. It's new to me,
All
but
of a
apparently
sudden.
they
Oh,
do.
okay.
Yeah, you can watch the full game on the Discord. I think he's posted the link. But yeah, I'm very excited for it. In terms of Southampton, brilliant at the minute. Made some really good signings. Signed Ginter. He's playing in defensive midfield for me in a diamond. There's no five at the back anymore, by the way, guys. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, and I've got some kind of structure now, an organisation, and the players know what to do and they know where to go to support the team. And
Yeah.
yeah, we actually beat Lille last week 4-2, and it was a very close game. Lille were all over us at one point. It was 2-2, and it looked like Lille were going to go and snatch the third goal, but I managed to score in the 85th minute and then in the 90th minute. I was quite lucky, if I'm going to be honest. So yeah, we won that
Right.
game, and then we beat. We won yesterday 1-0 against Juice Green at West Ham, and again that was a very cagey affair. They got a man sent off, but end of the day, got 6 points out of six this week, so I can't complain.
Oh, there we go. That sounds great. It sounds like a productive, a good time of a cohesive squad coming together, and that's what you hope for when you do all that business in the windows. That are you gonna have that harmony as far as a flow, and then like will the team be able to play the kind of football you envision? So I'm glad that you're getting close to that, and I hope the same for many of the other managers out there. For me, it's been a week of Euro Super League Grand Cup games. I had a two-legged tie against Young Few, aka Feyenoord, and yeah, in the end, I'm through to the next round. It was a 6-2 victory on aggregate.
Nice.
Um, so yeah, managed to get a 4-0 shutout at home, and then I went over to his place for the second leg where we drew 2-2, and we did that over 2 days. So we played last night, then we played tonight again, and yeah, so that's how it's kind of ended up. But yeah, been a good week of football as well on my side. Kind of getting used to this new Wolverhampton side I've shaped. How are we looking with the numbers of viewers? I think we're good to get this one.
Yeah, we're just touching 15 according to my side.
Okay,
I
great.
think we should.
Remember, guys, yeah, those predictions, please have them come through. And as far as the goal scorer is concerned, the first goal scorer, and your predictions for this match. Any prediction on your side, Colbert? Or we've
Yeah,
kind
I've
of
gone for.
discussed where these two teams are sitting. Go for it. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I've gone for a 2-all draw, and I've gone for Werner to score the first goal for Porto. I think it's going to be a cagey affair, but both teams ultimately cannot afford to rest on the laurels and sit back. If one team scores, the other team's got to come straight back at them because this is a game that neither team can lose. So yeah, I've gone for a draw. What about yourself?
I do think that George might be able to sneak this one. I'm gonna say a George Porto victory. I think it is possible. As for goal scorers, once they show us their team sheets, I'll make that prediction. But I do think we might have an upset on our hands where the team at the bottom beats the second bottom team.
Yeah, it's going to be a great affair, and I think we should get the wheels rolling. Got 15 people now. It's Evan.
Yep.
Do you want to start the game?
Yeah, no, if we can have Evangelos, just to think also, to put it into perspective, I mean, we were calling a game of Evangelos's quite recently. He was in the semi-finals of, the Euro Cup, or the World Club Cup, so to speak. And I mean, that goes to show once again that if you make it that far in a competition like that, you're not a bad PES player at all.
Definitely, everybody in this community can beat each other on any given day. But like as we spoke about earlier, it's about consistency. That's what ultimately makes a good player, someone who can unlock every single different system that they face and get wins more consistently than other teams. But Lille were very unlucky, got to the semi-finals. Nottingham Forest were knocked out the round before, but because Benfica couldn't make it, obviously they took the place. And then Nottingham Forest made the most of the second chance. But I watched that game and it was very tight at one point in the first leg. It just sort of evaded him in the second leg. But yeah, Evan is a very good player, and so is George on his day. They're both more than capable of beating each other, to be honest. It's just, I think it's going to be a case of who wants it the most.
Yeah, as we can see now, the team sheets are starting to take shape. Looking on the side of Porto, the likes of Andre Silva up front, Werner, who's in the scoring charts for Porto. They've got Onyekuru's pace and the creativity of an Odegaard, whilst having the solidity at the back of the stalwart Pepe and Diallo from Dortmund. So, I mean, pretty solid side. If you look at players where you can maybe try find a chink in the armor for Porto. Gautlinger sitting at 78 was going to need that assistance from Danilo. What do you think is, or who do you think is the weak link in the Porto side? And we'll do the same for Lille.
To be honest, the Porto side, I don't necessarily think it'll be a player, but I think they're going to be, if you're looking at the current formation, it's very narrow through the centre.
Yeah.
There seems to be plenty of space on the wings. Lille aren't playing a very wide formation themselves, but it does look like there's going to be plenty of spaces in the down the channels for the fullbacks, especially Alexander Arnold, who is one of the best fullbacks in the world at the minute. So if he can get down the flank and get his crosses in, they've got every chance with Benzema on the end of it.
There we go. Benzema, I remember him being such a critical player in that cup game that I saw, in terms of how he wasn't part of the tip, or wasn't the tip of the spear for Lille in a game where they didn't have any control. And the moment he was the solo striker up front, it changed the fortunes of Lille and made him such a threat. So you're right, he's definitely, if they can get the ball to him, they have a very good chance, even with the likes of Andre Silva and Werner on the other side. Lille can get on the score sheet rather easily.
Definitely, and they've also got Forest as well. £30 million this guy cost in the transfer window, and he's got, I think it's 92 pace or something ridiculous. He's very quick, so he might cause problems. And then
Very quickly, can we just mind the kits? Someone just brought it up, and it's a good point. Are we happy? What are we seeing? We're seeing blue and white and blue and red. Yeah, folks, you're gonna have to put up with that. I think you can discern between the two teams. It's fine. Yeah.
George actually changed his. So on my side, the kits don't look similar, so that could be an advantage early on.
Okay. Yeah, I know. It's looking a little different, looking rather blue on this side, but let's see. The players, Evangelos will have to figure it out. I'm sure he's got to figure it out. Okay, great. So now I'll let you know what the team sheets and the starting lineups are looking like, Albert. Who do you think is going to be the first to get on the score sheet?
I think it's going to be Porto, and it's going to be a 2-2 draw. What about yourself?
I still think that Lille will win it, which means they have to score first. Benzema to score.
Awesome. And with that, let's get in with the action. And there's, oh my word, straight away there, just as we started the run-by-run commentary, Lille almost scored. Sorry, Porto almost scored at the post. And
yeah, there we go. What a shambles of a start.
Game plan almost out the window straight away there for Lille. But here they come on the attack, and here's that danger man Forest, who plays it nicely to Benzema. Benzema tried a nice through ball, but it's well intervened. The ball comes straight back out to Lille. We've played a nice pass, and Benzema there, and he took a touch, but it looked like the centre-half just got the better of him there, put him off, and the goalkeeper gets the ball.
Yeah, no, there we go. I guess that's what Porto have to do, is not allow Lille to settle into this one. as you said there, it's just been back and forth as you know the game tries to develop, and Lille takes an early foothold in this one, which is something that they're capable of doing.
And Lille are in here, and Lille have scored. It's 1-0 to Lille. And it's the striker, Oishman, who has got the first goal in this game. And there we go.
Let's see. I'm gonna have a look if anyone called it. As far as in the comments, whether there's an Osimhen. No one called it an Osimhen. But also, yeah, a good start there for Lille. I'm happy to see that they've kind of taken the game to Porto. But yeah, I mean, you, you know, if you're Porto, this is the kind of thing where you start strong, and then your opponent has a strong start as well, but they make it count.
Exactly, and they're going to rue that missed chance where they hit the post in the first couple of minutes. But that is an absolutely fantastic pass from Benzema. Watching the goal back there, he picked Oishman out perfectly well, and all Oishman had to do was finesse it into the corner. And Lille take the upper hand in this game.
Yeah, it's crazy to see. There were three defenders around Osimhen there, and none of them could do anything to block that ball. You know, that's when you wonder maybe super cancel needs to be kind of employed in a situation like that so that you can get the block in place.
Definitely, and now we restart back to the action with Lille on the wing. Alexander Arnold just keeping it, plays it to Yanib. Nice ball to Benzema, and Benzema there, he seems a bit clunky in the box. The ball's got through to him quite a few times, and his first touch has let him down. But I'm sure that won't be the case for most of the game.
It's tricky. Sometimes you want to take it off first chance, but you're off balance. Sometimes you take that extra touch and it's a touch too many. But that point that you were making about the space in the wings, we saw how far Alexander Arnold was able to get there because of that room for him to roam into on the flanks.
Definitely. And here come Lille again, but it's well blocked. And it's a bit of a crazy ball there, but Lille have got it back under control. And it's that man again, Alexander Arnold, running down the wing. Plays it nicely inside to Yarib. Back to Arnold, and this is where he's dangerous. Crosses the ball in, but he's just over it. That Tellers will be disappointed not to control the ball. But he's retained it well. And there's a foul, it's a free kick.
That's the thing now. I mean, if you're Porto, you have to see that there's a gap that's being exploited. And so how is he going to react? Is he going to make the changes at half time? Is it a matter of taking a pause now to kind of put some bodies in those areas where we've seen now on two occasions Trent Alexander-Arnold getting in there and causing a nuisance of himself?
Definitely. I think he needs to change it sooner rather than later, because the more Alexander Arnold gets the ball, the more dangerous that Lille are going to look. He's basically playing as like a fullback at the minute, a wing back, sorry. But Lille are on the ball and they've just been tackled there. Porto are looking very nervous here in the first half, and they're trying to just get the ball cleared, but it's coming straight back at them. And eventually they're going to keep the ball now, and it's that man. And Werner's through here, one-on-one. A lovely over-the-top ball, but it's well defended there. The centre-half from Lille got back extremely well and headed the ball to his goalkeeper.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing here just how easily Lille are able to tidy things up at the back as opposed to the opposite side where, you know, when it's an attack on Lille's behalf, it just looks like there might be something that gives in on the other end. A little mistake, a ricochet, a bounce might fall in favor of Lille. You're seeing that luck. It's not showing on the other side because when they try to do the same, it's nipped in the butt so quickly.
Definitely. Lille are looking by far the most comfortable team in this game. But there's still plenty of the game to go, and we're going to go back to the action here, and here come Porto on a rare attack. But again, they're just giving the ball away so easily, and you can't afford to do that if you're going to try and get an attack going. But Alexander Arnold here, it's inside, and they're looking for Benzema, but Porto just about clear it. And now they come, and a nice little dummy there. But again, the Porto striker has just completely not thought about what he was doing there and giving it away. And that is absolutely terrible. Sorry, Kamza, but it looks like Lille are through here, but no, sorry, you can talk now. It's been cleared.
No problem. Yeah, no, it just seems that, let me remember my point that I was going to make. I think it was basically speaking to the point that, you know, if you're Porto, just trying to get an opening in this game, it's gonna have to come from just rejigging the system, making sure you're not as porous at the back as you've been. Because as we see time after time, Lille are just having a go at Porto and are able to fashion those chances. They seem to be having a swarm the box type of approach in terms of the defensive numbers for Porto. Problem with that though is that it causes confusion if you're not managing those numbers correctly, and you can have bodies get in the way of you trying to defend. So it's a tricky one. You want to have the numbers to try and absorb all the pressure, but one mistake with all those
Oh,
numbers in the
sorry,
box.
Benzema's just scored. I do apologise, Kamza, but
No
Benzema's
problem.
just bagged the second goal. And exactly what you were saying there about swarming the box. The players don't know what they're doing. They're all in there, but it's all congested, and they're all confused with who's going for the ball. Benzema takes advantage, 2-0.
There we go. There we go. That's, if you're a good manager and you're a good player, you'll take advantage of that chaos that you create by being in a good striking position and just look for the mistakes to happen. Sometimes you're not even trying to fashion a chance, you're just trying to make someone make a mistake and then make them pay for it.
Definitely, and it's that man Alexander-Arnold again. We spoke about how dangerous he could be on the wing. Gets the ball. It's a lovely pass into the box. Benzema, though, he's got 5 players around him here, but yet nobody looks close to tackling him, which is crazy, really. But he takes his chance well, and obviously Lille now 2 goals up. They've got that cushion, and they can see the 3 points on the horizon.
I mean, for the first time, we saw a first touch from Benzema that we both can agree was much better. It's his best one yet. He gave himself that extra yard of space, just pushed it aside, and then found a gap to finesse it into the
Penalty. Sorry, Kamza, there's a penalty. It's a crazy game, and I think there might be a red card here. Pepe's already on a yellow. Depends what the referee's how the referee sees this. No, I think Pepe's got away with it, luckily for George, but Pepe's gone diving in there, tried to get the ball, but he got the man first, and they'll have a chance to go 3-0 up in the first half. And it's going to be Oishman again, Aussie men. I'm not very good at pronouncing his name. You'll have to excuse me. But,
yeah, it's awesome.
yeah, here we go. His keeper's trying to psych him out. And he goes the other way, and it's 3-0 to Lille. And Lille are on absolute fire here. They're going to have a party. So, George will be licking his wounds here, Kamza.
Yeah, no, for sure. To be dominated like this on your home turf, it does have to hurt your ego just a little bit. And that penalty, not really necessary. If they score, they score. But now you're just kind of giving them a 50-50 chance. From open play, you don't know what'll happen. Your keeper might help you out, but it's too easy now for Lille.
Definitely. It feels a bit like the Porto manager's lost his head a little bit, lost his cool, and he's not playing to his game plan anymore. It's he needs to turn it around in the second half, 100%.
It's a big turnaround. If he can get a draw out of it, that'll be miraculous. But it would take a lot of tweaking of what's been happening at halftime. And you have to wonder.
His tactics are way off. That's the issue. Kamza, isn't it? He's got to make a change. But back to the action anyway for the last minute of the first half, and Lille coming again. They smell blood. They want a 4th goal, but it's a rare tackle there. But then Werner's got a bit of time, and he plays a nice through ball, and if they can get one here, they give themselves a chance, and they do. It's 3-1, and that is a goal that they desperately needed, and it keeps the hopes and dreams alive for the second half, Kamza.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well held run there from Onyekuru, who got into good space. Everyone's kind of looking at Werner to be the threat on goal, but Onyekuru, gets into a good position, and that finesse into the back of the net makes it, a 2-goal deficit now. Something to work on going into the second half.
Yeah, man, 2 goals is far more realistic to come back from than 3, if I'm being honest, in 45 minutes. Obviously, they've still got a lot to do. They're going to need a bit of luck. Hope that Lille don't score any goals in the second half, but giving themselves a chance, and the Lille manager will be kicking himself there 10 seconds before the end of the first half.
Yeah, no, for sure. Everything was going according to plan, and it still is. These players switched off for a sec, but it's been a very good defense. And Jonathan Pinheiro Caro, one of the viewers on our YouTube stream, has actually pointed out how well Lille have been defending up until that moment.
Yeah, just seen some changes now from Porto. They're actually going to be using the width for the pitch more now, playing with wingers. We're going to see a few substitutions as well.
Yeah, I can see that change being made on the side of Porto. On the side of Lille, we're just waiting to see if Evangelos is going to make any changes to the 11 that started. I wouldn't imagine that he'd need to at this point, considering such a good half that they had.
Definitely. Why fix something that's not broken? In terms of Porto, I'm just thinking of Pepe. He's on a yellow card, and he's been subbed off as I speak. Pablo Maira is coming on for Pepe. Can't afford to have anybody that's potentially could get a red card in the second half. So yes, he's done the sensible thing there and taken Pepe off.
Yeah, he has. You hope that the player can fill the void. It is only 145 minutes, a half that he needs to be on point, I guess. With Pepe having done a shambly job, I guess. That's why he's in that position with the yellow card, and Porto are down. But yeah, we did mention that they have to be strong in defense if they have any chance of being better in the second half.
Definitely. Porto, of course, have just used all 3 substitutions here at half-time, so it's do or die for them now. If they can't really afford to change much else if this doesn't work for them. So yeah, let's get ready for the second half and see how Porto respond.
Yeah, no, for Lille, it's a great situation to be in. You don't have to touch your bench in reaction to what's happening on the pitch. The guys that you gave the mandate to go out there and do the job are getting it done. You now have the option to bring on 3 fresh players when you're trying to stretch the game and are looking for those, edges and those margins to take the lead.
Yeah. Hope everybody watching the games enjoyed the first half as well. I bet it's a lot nicer watching this game as a neutral than obviously playing in it with what's at stake for Porto and Lille. It doesn't really matter to us what the score is, but to these guys it literally is their league, is their season. So let's start the second half and see how Porto can respond here. And Lille are going to kick us off for the second half. We're going to play it round the back here. Alexander-Arnold on the right hand side. Plays it up the field to Benzema, who's just going to wait for Arnold, but he gets fouled there. The referee says play on, get up. And there we go with Andre Silva on a rare counter-attack from Porto. He finds the winger, and it's gone to Werner. Oh, and that's well blocked there from the Lille centre-half. If that had gone in, we could have had a very, very tasty second half.
No, that's exactly the kind of start you have to have as Porto. You have to get on the front foot and look for something just to be able to give you some kind of motivation to keep switched on, because if they concede a goal, then the motivation to kind of switch on or stay switched on goes out the window.
Definitely, and Lille have now got the ball in the Porto half, and it's that man again, Alexander-Arnold, who's had about far more touches than anyone else, in my opinion, so far. We're going to switch the flank here to Tellez, who's just going to keep the ball, doesn't need to waste the ball, but that's a fantastic tackle, to be fair, from the winger for Porto, I'm not going to try and pronounce. And Werner here has passed to Andre Silva, who tried to pass it straight back, and he just didn't get his pass right. But Werner has come all the way back himself, and he's got the ball back. And there we go, Porto have got the ball in the Lille half, but Lille defending so well, making it look easy. And Forrest plays a nice little inside ball to Oisman, who chips it over the centre half looking for Forrest, but that's well defended there from Porto.
Yeah, no, I mean, you speak about that good moment with that good tackle that happened, and since that interaction, it just didn't spark off, did it? Like, they couldn't find the momentum or the path to get further than being stuck in the middle of the pitch. Credit must go to Lille.
Definitely, they're nullifying the Porto threat here, but here they come again, Lille, with Forrest, who jinks back inside to Benzema. He's got to score, and he's missed, and that is a massive, massive chance to take the game completely out of Porto's reach. And for a player like Benzema, you'd expect him to bury that 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, that is a wide open goal. So I'm not quite sure what happened there, but those are signs for Porto to do what they need to do because, if that's not going to be the chance that buries you, then you have to go and make something happen on the other end of the pitch.
Definitely. Like I say, that Benzema doesn't miss from there very often, so you've got to make the most of them kind of misses. And here come Lille again, though. They are definitely looking for a fourth goal here. They tried that ball back to Forest, but well read. And now they're going to have a little attack of their own with Alexandro down the left flank. Tries to play it crossfield to Orizola. Plays it inside. And he gets it back. That's nice. Referee plays advantage. Werner, nice ball to Onkeru. He's through. Oh, he's hit the post. Oh, and Werner's missed a chance. Oh, my word. Werner, I looked like he had a tap in, but fair play to the little defender there. He got there just in time. Wow, Kamza.
Yeah, no. That is amazing defending from the Lille defender to pick his pocket like that. Werner must have thought that, listen, this is going to be an easy tap-in for me. It doesn't happen. And now you see Lille using the momentum from that good defending moment to try and build an attack.
Definitely, and there's just been a foul there as Porto were attacking, and they've made a needless foul there, and taken the pressure straight back off, and Lille can restart comfortably with a free kick.
Yeah, no, Lille definitely a model of composure when it comes to defending in that 18-yard area. They don't get panicked. They don't, think anything has gone beyond their reach. All the defenders believe that they can get in a crucial tackle that can save them from conceding a goal.
Yep, and here they come on the attack again, and it's that man Forrest in the centre of the pitch, and he's going to just keep the ball, wait for Alexander-Arnold, who makes that run. And he's going to cross the ball in, and it's a header, and it's just over the bar. But Alexander-Arnold, that guy's just had a free roam to bomb up the pitch, bomb up that right flank all game. And I'm just thinking, why aren't Porto making the most of him bombing up and down the pitch? And obviously targeting that area on the counter-attack.
Yeah, well, if you look at the Porto bodies, they're all kind of, sitting in the box. No one is going out there to close him down. No one is, double teaming him to make sure that he has to make a pass. They're saying, listen, we know your attribute is good crosses. Go ahead, take one. And that's not a good strategy to have, especially when you're chasing the game. Can't be letting that guy.
You're supposed to play to your team's weaknesses, aren't you? Not the other team's strengths.
Yeah, exactly.
Last 15 minutes, and it's looking like they're going to come away with the points. And it's that man again, Alexander-Arnold. He's running into the box, and he's gone inside. He might even have a go himself here, but Porto's scrambling away just. And we'll have the ball with Jose Fonte, and he's just playing it to his defensive partner Felipe. And now there's Uribe, who's going to have a drive, and he plays it inside to Forest. And this is nice, patient football from Lille. They don't need any goals. They're just going to keep the ball, because if they've got the ball, Porto can't score. Easy calculations. And they're keeping it very well, Kamza.
No, it's very pleasing on the eye. I like it because it's not that negative type of possession where you're sitting well deep in your half and just passing it amongst the back four and maybe your defensive mids. That anti-football type of strategy. Lille are playing good football but protecting what they're having, and there's nothing wrong with that as long as you do it in a way that shows that if there's a moment that opens itself up for you to score, you're going to use it.
Definitely, and a little bit of frustration from Porto there, slide tackling the Lille player, but the ref said play on, and here come Porto for surely one of the last attacks, and they need to make the most of it, and that just summarises why they're at the bottom of the league. And Lille are going to attack here with that man Forrest, but he's been tackled, and here come Porto again with Onkeru. But again, yeah, that's the one. Thanks, Kamza. But yeah, Benzema now, nice little through ball. It's that man Forrest who's got pace to burn, cuts back inside, passes to his teammate, and for some reason he hit it back the way it came when he could have just killed it into the near corner, and it's gone out for a corner kick.
Yeah, but once again, Lille is just showing that, listen, you give us a chance, we're going to test your keeper. We're going to force the set piece. We're going to force something out of you that might work in our advantage. So, they're eating up clock. They're keeping the ball at the other end of the pitch. This is all working into Lille's hands.
Yeah, and Porto are going to go all guns blazing now. He's trying to make a substitution, but he's just realised he's used them all, so that won't be happening. Obviously, this game has got to George's head, unfortunately. He's not sure where he's at anymore. But, they put up a good fight in the second half. They didn't concede a goal, but obviously they didn't get them goals that they needed to get themselves back in the game. But Lille are going to go up to 14 points now, just 3 points behind Piaggio's Inter Milan. And all of a sudden, safety is on the horizon. Unless, of course, Porto score 2 goals in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, that'll take some doing. Lille, once again, going to the bench, just kind of taking in players who are just tired. You don't. It's a different proposition when you're replacing players out of a need in terms of them to impact, and when you're just trying to get them to be solid and not fatigued. And he's done that. He's used these subs just to get like certain parts of the field fresh legs.
Yeah. And last 5 minutes of the game, and it's going to be. I've just given it away, and it's a great shot. And oh my word, I thought that was in. Dzeka there with an absolutely amazing shot. Pile driver from 40 yards, and I thought that was going in, to be honest, Kamsi.
Yeah, no, it looked like a good one from far, and that would have been an amazing way to cap off a dominant performance from Lille. But yeah, I don't think he had enough of precision or had picked a spot per se for it to go.
Yeah, I think if that would have gone in, George would have just smashed the PlayStation up and called it a day.
Yeah, no, can't blame him. I would do the same.
And we're in there, just going to injury time now, and Porto have the ball. They play it inside to Werner, who he could have done something a bit better there, but he tried to play it in the box and he's wasted it. And here come Lille on another attack, and it's that man Oisman who scored the first goal in this game, but he's lost out. Lille now are just going to play it up the pitch. One last goal maybe. They're going to go for it. Forrest there though, he just can't be bothered to even chase that. And the Porto goalie for a minute there thought it'd be like Messi. But there we go. Lille have shown up on the day. They were more hungry for the 3 points. They've got it. And George will be absolutely kicking himself there that he missed that opportunity to claw his way back up the table. Good game, Kamza. First half much more eventful than the second. But yeah, great game for the neutral, nevertheless.
No, for sure, of course. I mean, it's one of those things where we see how the self-correction works in the second half by making Porto less porous. But once you've given up a dominant 45 minutes to a team as strong as Lille, for them to punish you, it becomes a tall order to kind of turn it all around. But I think there'll be lessons in there for George to be able to take out of this one, especially when he sees, strong left backs such as Alexander Arnold just having a key to the flank, so to speak.
Yeah, Alexander Arnold was playing more wing back than full back today. He was basically a winger, if I'm being honest, wasn't he? Just constantly down that right channel, whipping them balls in. Never really had to get back and do any duties defensively. And he had an easy ride today, but I think Lille in general had a bit of an easy ride, to be honest. Didn't really look that threatened in the game. There was that chance where Werner, if he had just got his foot on the ball before the defender, that's 3-2, and then obviously they've got the momentum to go and get the third goal, which would level the tie, but they couldn't. And like I say, Evan will be very, very happy with them 3 points, and it pushes him just a little bit closer to safety.
Of course, yeah. I mean, it's a slightly lethargic performance from Porto. Like we say, you never felt that when the chances fell for their players, they would be going into the back of the net. One touch too many, and just being easy to tackle. So essentially, Lille just had that game sorted out. As long as they could shut them out and rely on the likes of Osimhen and Benzema up front to deliver, then you're 90% of the way there to a good result.
Definitely. Are we going to get the managers on for a quick chat, gather their thoughts, and see what they thought from their point of view?
Yeah, sure. Let's go for it. We'll start with the Porto manager. George, if you can join us to discuss the results. We can hear you. Yes. Welcome.
Well played, guys. Yeah. It's not over yet. The first
Uh,
45 minutes was a nightmare, wasn't it? For it was a half that you wanted to forget. Couldn't have gone any worse for you, but obviously you made them changes in the second half, and at least you stopped any more goals going in and damage limitation at that point. But you did well. You got yourself back in the game with that goal just before the first half whistle. And then in the second half, if Werner would have just got to the ball before the defender, he would have had a tap in. But you put up a good fight, George, and I'm sure if you do get relegated into Division 2, you'll be a threat and you'll probably come straight back up the season after, in my opinion.
it's cool, George. It's a
No
pleasure, George.
problem.
I'll see you in Division Two, buddy. It's nice down here. It's really relaxed. You have good games. It's not as much pressure, George. We'll welcome you with open arms. See you in Division Two next season.
Cheers, George.
Cool. Let's get Evangelos on the line. Just to discuss a good away victory. All the heavy lifting was done in the first 45 minutes. A strong performance from Lille. How do you feel about that one,
Uh,
Evan?
Hello, guys. First of all, great game to Jorge. He played George. He played nice. I mean, in second half he pressed me a lot. So congratulations to him that at least he tried to get the game back. So he didn't stop to play. On my side, yeah, I mean, I had a very good first half. I think um, I managed to get all my shots into the net.
Hmm.
3 out of 3. I changed my tactics once again, so every game I try something new until to find something that I really like. So it seems it worked. I mean, I have some players that they have quality. They can help me. I mean, my fullbacks, as you mentioned, they are great players. Also,
Hmm.
my front line is quite capable. I did also some transfers during the transfer season. I got some midfielders to help me a bit on box-to-box gaming. So thanks to George, I got his Uribe, who is an excellent player for me, at least. He runs up and front
Yes.
without tireless runs, and
Hmm.
yeah, I think the second half. It was a bit, stressful in the beginning until to get the grip of the Gegenpress. I missed
Hmm.
some chances to to close the game, but unfortunately, for some reason, again, I couldn't hit the net.
Hmm.
But it is what it is. I am glad at least that I won this game. It doesn't say anything for me. I mean, it's not about staying in Division One. It's quite difficult. I will try my best, but still, I think there is road, and I think also there are players that they're more consistent than me, at least performance-wise. So I will take the 3 points and hope for the best for the next for the season. I will try to do some nice games to enjoy. Most of the times, I really enjoy all the games I played, even I lose.
Hmm.
So uh, glad glad with this win. I mean, at least I hope it will give me some air to breathe and move forward to the championship with a bit more different approach and more positive energy.
Okay.
Uh,
Evan, I just want to know what's been the struggle? Why do you think you are in the position you're in? I mean, if you look at how you play, if you look at the personnel that you have, looking at the teams above you, why do you think you're sitting in 15th? What's gone wrong this first half of the season?
I mean, I think in the first half of the season I had some games that they were quite close. I mean, I didn't lost all the games, with the
Mm.
hands down. I mean, most of the games, I mean, they were a bit of, let's say, old-fashioned derbies, quite close. I mean, I played also with Kulbert last time, and it was a very nice game. I mean, 4-2, but with missed
Very
chances for both
close.
sides. Yeah, I think it was a game quite close to to break your nerves. Also, the game that I lost with Sevilla, I think it was again close, 1-0. I don't know. I mean, some things that I have lost during the season is I cannot score so easily. I mean, even if I lose easy chances, which is costing me, because in Division One most of the players they are quite lethal, and it
Mhm.
seems I am not. And also, it seems that I didn't do quite good business on the transfer seasons. I was not so into the league because of different things running my life lately. But yeah, I mean, also, yeah, I mean, if you are not consistent and you don't win, actually it creates an energy, a negative energy. So it's like the flow of bad results created me, also losing my faith on that I can
Yeah.
win
Yeah.
some games.
Okay. No, makes sense. Totally. Thank you. That's quite illuminating. Yeah, no, thank you so much for speaking to us and for hosting the live stream. Congratulations on your result. All the best for the future games. And that's both you and George. Thanks, Evan.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, Evan.
Bye
You've
bye.
got. Uh,
Uh,
Cool. Carvet, you can close it off, sir.
okay guys. Yeah. Yeah.
if you win that game.
Yeah, yeah. Let's try guys.
And so,
Yeah.
fantastic insight, George and Evan, for putting on a fantastic show for us all to watch. Right.
Thank you.